Hi, this is a tutorial on how to use the Desmos graphing calculator to write some linear equations and solve some problems. So here's a problem that we're familiar with. We have two stacks of styrofoam cups. One stack has 6 cups and its height is 15 centimeters. The other one has 12 cups and its height is 23 centimeters. How many cups are needed for a stack with a height of 50 centimeters? So what we can do is first we can click on the wrench in the upper right hand corner, this wrench right here, and we're going to label our axes with units and variables. Now you can see that I have already labeled them. I can write right in here in the x-axis, which is the independent variable. This is the cup rims, and I've labeled it x, and also the height in centimeters is y, okay? And so that you can see that the axes are labeled. That's important for communicating if you use a graph in any of your math work. The second step is write an equation below for the relationship between cup rims and height of stack in centimeters. So if you remember, the equation that we wrote for this problem is y equals 4/3 times x plus 7. And that 4/3 was the rate of centimeters per cup rim. And then this 7, which you can see down here, is the y-intercept. That is the height of the cup without the rim. So at 0 rims, the cup is 7 centimeters tall. Next, it says click on the plus symbol in the upper left and create a table. So we're going to do this, and we're going to create a table. And you can see that I've given x and y values. And what I can do is I can actually adjust this at the top with the y, and I can write in the equation it's actually not equation, the expression 4/3 x, and then if I just type in 1 next to the x, it gives me this little subscript 1, which refers to this x1 over here. And then I can just do plus 7. And then you'll see that if I put an input into the x column, like for example at 0 cup rims, and then maybe 6 cup rims. Oh, that's 15. That's what we expect from the problem. And how about 12 cup rims? Well, and you can see that these points appear here automatically on the graph. Now, the next thing says click on the wrench in the upper right-hand corner and adjust the vertical axis so the maximum is 60, and adjust the horizontal axis to 50. Now, I've already done that, but I'll show you what it looks like with if I hadn't done that. So if it's it would look something like this maybe. So your graph would look something like this, and you can see that I can't see a lot of what I want to see. I can't see a lot of this line. I can't see the y-intercept. So you have to change the scale on the axes. So I'm going to change, let's first think about this. If I change this vertical axis to 60, well, that's slightly above the height that I want to be solving this problem for. So you can see that the height that I want to be solving this problem for is 60 centimeters, or at 50 centimeters, and that's nicely on this graph and visible. Now, you might have to do some guess and check in order to figure out what on the x-axis will work. I'm going to guess about 40 and 40 cup rims. And that's going to take me out nicely. And you can see that this gives me enough space to be able to solve the problem, because here's my 50 centimeters. And you can see it's going to cross this y-axis here nicely. So the next thing says write an equation for a horizontal line that will help you answer the question, how many cups are needed to make a height of 50 centimeters? I can add an expression here, and I want the horizontal line y equals 50. And you can see that this horizontal line tells me when the height is 50 centimeters. And this is nice because it intersects with the line that I wrote, that I created for this problem with the height based on the number of cup rims. The last step is click on the point of intersection between the two lines to see the coordinates in the space below. So we're clicking on these coordinates, and in the space below, we're going to write a sentence about how many cups we need in order to get a height of 50 centimeters. And you can see that this coordinate tells me y at 50, or the y value at 50, and the x value is 32 and a quarter, 32.25. And so this x value means the amount of cup rims that are needed. So I can say we will need more than 32 cups to get a height of 50 centimeters, because at 50 centimeters there are 32.25 cup rims, and we can tell by that point of intersection. So now your job is to do all of these things on the next slide as a way to practice using the Desmos graph, and then the next slide after that you're going to solve a problem and use some of your own thinking.